All right. We're live. Maybe. Maybe we're live. Let's see. Let's see if anybody joins us tonight. I just got off of Ron's live stream. It was wonderful. It was a lot of fun. Um, he got very nice, and at the end there, he was a lot of fun for everybody. Got to hear him talk about what's been going on over there. T-shirt isn't. What up, Richard? Oh, look at everybody. Look at everybody popping in here, saying hello. Google AX, the chief. How y'all doing tonight? We had a Zoom, and then Ron went live, and now Tony Jenkins, Tulsa Tony's back in the house, having some good times. Figure we'll do this for a little bit before I go to bed. God, this t-shirt's too tight, showing off my dad bod. We can't have that. What's up, Stuart? Revo 13. Everybody's in here tonight. We got 28 folks. One thumbs up. One thumbsies upsies. Oh yeah. Yo, Nick. Oh, there's John. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if I want to be a part of this, but I'll go ahead and say it. So Ron just got off his live chat, and he said he wanted to rally everybody at his channel to, I guess, go on Twitter and tweet at Andrew Robinson, or to go on one of his videos and start commenting to do a between two speakers with me. So if you're so inclined, go hammer on poor Andrew Robinson to do a between two speakers, and we'll see what happens. Be a lot of fun. Record player recommendations: Fluence RT 81 or 80 if you don't have a phono amp. If you do, RT 83 is definitely awesome. I think there's a lot of good ones like Riga and Audio Technica's got a bunch of cool stuff. What amplifier do you recommend for Klipsch R51M speakers? Something with a little pretty lush on the bottom, like a Marantz or something like that, would be a good pairing with the R51s. R51s can be a bit exciting on top. What would be epic? Andrew Robinson on between two speakers. Yes, it would be. Have you heard of the Hi-Fi Rose streamer? I think I have. I'm not super like familiar with it though. Like I have, but I don't know it inside and out. NHT speakers. R King. I have done one review of an NHT. I think it was the Super Zero 2.1 or Super 1 2. It was a confusing naming structure. Ooh, I'm gonna roll up some tubes and get lit. Oh, good for you. Fluence RT85 here, highly recommended, and just inside the cam budget. That's right, guy. I got the RT83 right behind me, or actually down. It's on the bottom right now. Have you used PS Audio Sprout? I have not. I would love to though. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I think they're a solid outfit over there, obviously. Ooh, listening to R200s right now. Holy base. Ooh, Simon. Got the new Polks in there. Richard's asking the Zen Blue. Good Bluetooth receiver, Richard. For sure. Got a brand new ELAC sub that has crazy transformer hum. Want it fixed or replaced. Can't get a hold of ELAC for support. Called, email, nothing. Have a 10-year-old. Paradigm Seismic 10 sub. Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry. What is the Zen Blue best used for? Richard, it's a Bluetooth receiver. So you'd get it, and then you'd hook it up to your phone or your device, whatever it is, and then you would plug it into the RCA inputs on your amp or receiver or whatever it is, and then you can control it via your phone. It's anything on your phone. Amazon, Tidal, Spotify, Pandora. Any reason why the Orchard Audio USB SPDIF DAC is more expensive than the Pecan Pie streamer? Any difference in the DAC itself? So yes, there is a difference. It's got a USB and a coaxial input. The Raspberry Pi streamer doesn't have any of that. So it's just, I think, connected via the 40 pins on top of the actual Raspberry Pi itself. So basically, it's the same DAC, but now you have a USB input and you have a coaxial input. So it's like I guess, a proper DAC, if you will. Ooh, evening, Louis. Google AX says, yes, Audio Sprout. Meh. I haven't heard it personally, so I couldn't say or meh or anything. So I can hook up that to the Vista Audio Spark and have a nice little package. Absolutely, Richard, for sure. Very nice package. Well, would you ever review the Sony PS LX310 BT turntable? I don't know. I'd have to look at it. Can I use SMSL 8018 with A130? Absolutely. You certainly can. Certainly can. Thoughts on the Klipsch R41M? Just picked up a pair from Amazon for 140 US to pair with a secondhand Yamaha new to the game. I think maybe you should take a look and see if you can find a subwoofer. I personally don't have any time with the R41Ms. I own the R51Ms. And I think both those speakers could use a sub. Good top end, very clear. Buy a new bed. You look like you don't get enough sleep. Yeah, I don't. I don't get enough sleep. People in my family tell me all the time. Salvador, coming from the Zoom, can you believe that a little over a year ago I bid 150 for the Fluence RT82 open box on eBay and won? When it arrived, it was actually the RT85. Ooh. Hello, Salvador. That's awesome. That's awesome. Randy, what did you use to listen to music on the boat? An old portable CD player. I can't even remember what kind it was. And I put it in the overhead when I was if I was on the treadmill. And if I was like cleaning or something, I'd just have it like tucked in somewhere. It was huge. It's the old portable CD players. They're like that big. And you had to make sure you didn't move around real quickly. Otherwise, it skipped a bunch. Chris Veltman. Fun to see your excitement for tubes. Heck yeah. Trying to keep things simple. Reg.io. Ooh. With UB5 Slim. Ooh. Or LS50 with sub. Never had a preamp because I don't understand preamps. Why should I consider a preamp? Well, you should only consider a preamp as if you have a power amp. If you have it integrated, which is the Reg.io, you don't need a preamp. Preamp is good for bringing inputs and then putting into a power amp. So an integrated amp is just that. It's got a preamp and an amp all in one. And that's what most people have is integrated amps. A dedicated preamplifier is really meant for dedicated power amplifiers. Okay. Are Klipsch subs worth it? 12-inch, like 250 right now. They're okay. But so are like Sony's entry level subs and everybody at Polk's entry level subs. I think Klipsch, here's the weird thing is like, I think Klipsch lower level stuff is all overpriced significantly. I think the RP line sometimes is overpriced, but can be overpriced. I think Klipsch in general is pretty overpriced with a lot of their stuff, and they can be because everyone's heard of them. Crown XLS Power Core, amazing amps, neutral, detailed with very low noise, big balls power. Yeah, I've got one. It's out in the living room. What up, Alexander? Ship Modius or Orchard Audio DAC for a balanced DAC. if you can spring it and get the pecan pie spitif, it's amazing sounding DAC. It's also like $700. Um, and they're, I don't know if I should say this, they're not going to be available for much longer. Um, so yeah. Yo, Randy, hands down, best audio money invested, $35 for the Sony SSCS5 from a kind woman on the Facebook Marketplace. Literally brand new. Yeah, that's a special speaker, man. Yeah, Thomas, this is a perfect point. Thomas Pinhead Pin just mentioned buy the Emotiva sub over the Klipsch. Absolutely. The SE8. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. I should have. Oh, Kevin, I got a pair of the Aeon RT closed. I did have the original Aeon opens, but found they were too similar to my HD650. But after hearing what they changed, I'm interested to revisit them. Very cool. Have I tried Swan? I haven't. I haven't tried any Swan. About to pull the trigger on my first in-home stereo system. Thoughts on the Klipsch R51 PM and a Ship Modi 3 as a first setup. I'm not the best guy to ask about Klipsch. I haven't heard the R51 PM, so I can't comment on it. The Ship Modi is a very detailed, good DAC. I can't. I just can't comment on that Klipsch R51 PM. I know it's a very, very good selling speaker, so I think yeah, you probably can't go wrong with it. Ooh, all right, Stevenson, a Crown XLS amp sounds sterile and lifeless as hell. Well, there you go. Steven's putting in his 2 cents. I will say this, like, if you're gonna get one of those XLS crowns, like, you need to make sure that you understand what you're getting with it, and then you need to put something in front of it that you like the sound of. It's like a real lush DAC or maybe a tube preamp going into it or something like that. Because I agree with the statement that it's sterile. You can color that up though. So that amp is going to take on whatever signature is in front of it. Had a Klipsch sub for a day. Seemed just okay, and then one movie, boss level, it just fell flat on his face. In one tone, it sounded like a splat rather than a thud. Yeah, if like I'm not super into specs, but if you look at the specs on a lot of the lower level Klipsch subwoofers, there's a lot of other products out there that can beat it at lower prices. I've never owned a Klipsch sub, so I'm crapping all over it. I couldn't tell you, but that's been my experience with their lower level stuff. Klipsch is a speaker company that makes subs. Thomas Pidhen Pin, exactly. Put a vintage Proton warm preamp in front of it. Perfect. Just went through replacing my Klipsch subs with SVS. Clips are a little excessive with pricing. I agree with Ryan Scroggins. Absolutely. I'm a new fan, but I'm in and out. We need cheap audio, man. I'm a new fan, but I'm in and out. Okay. We need cheap audio, man. Cheap audio. Sorry. Do you like the hub? I don't know. Would you consider reviewing the SMSL SP200? I can send the unit to you. Sure. I just reviewed the M200. What is the SP200? Is that an amp? I've got the losing my brain. I can't remember. SA300, I think is what I just got in. Have you reached out to PS Audio? No, I haven't. I have not. I have not reached out to PS Audio. Google Bucket Sub. Oh, okay. Bought a pecan pie DAC after a video waiting for arrive. Very cool, Andre. Did you get the DAC or did you get the streamer, the pecan pie? Because they're very like confusing with their naming nomenclature. Grotto SR80E. Any chance they have a future on the show? Yeah. They're over here somewhere. Yeah. B-Rock gave those to me for my birthday. Kevin says I stimulate the economy. Huh. Thank you. Thinking about ordering the Q Acoustic 3030i, the Klipsch 600M, and the cheaper Emotiva towers and keeping the ones I like. Can't really afford to get more than those three. What do you think about those? I think they're all going to sound pretty similar. I will tell you though, the Emotiva that they charge for return shipping. So you maybe want to consider that. Like, if the T0s are great, don't get me wrong, but you can't just like return them for like no penalty. And returning towers is probably not cheap. The 3030Is I think are out of stock right now, unless they've just come back into stock. The Klipsch RP 600M. I'll put it to you this way: if I could only keep one, the 3030Is or the 600Ms, I keep the 3030Is, and I have those, the 3030Is. I haven't done the review on them yet, and I've also owned the Klipsch RP 600M, and the 3030Is are like 400 street price, and the Klipsch may come down to 440. They're usually around 500, and the Qs are better speaker, and they hit hard. They hit hard. The audio is amazing. The DAC uses Rose. Okay. Yeah, you're getting the pecan pie streamer. Yeah, I hope you like it. It sounds fantastic. Did cable matter? I think they can. If you have a really resolving system, I think you can start to hear the differences in cables. If you don't, that I don't think cables should be like super high up on the priority list. I think it should be speakers, amp, DAC, and then everything else. Oh, Kevin paid off his car. Awesome. Sorry, waiting for a good looking Unify 5.3. You and me both. In the last 6 months, what speakers have stayed the longest in your main system? The ones that have come back the most often are the ELAC Unify UB52s. The channel isn't even 6 months old yet. The speakers that I've listened to the most in the past 6 months are the ELAC AB Reference, the Klipsch RP600M, and the ELAC Unify UB52s, and the ELAC Unify UB5s. But the ones that I like, if I'm pulling a speaker to listen for my own pleasure, it's going to be the ELAC Unify UB52s, if that makes sense. Should I get a soundbar? Heck yeah, I'll go get like 5 of them and stack them on top of each other. I'm just kidding. I would look into a small, maybe all-in-one DAC amp, like an SMSL or a topping, and some decent speakers in a sub for the same price. Ooh, review the Quad S2. I would love to. Any DAC that you enjoy more than the pecan pie nowadays, or is that getting into the product tier that is no longer cheap? Tyler, it's a good question. No, there's not a DAC that I've had that I've enjoyed more than the one that's in that pecan pie. With that said, you can't use that DAC to like plug your computer or anything into it. It's just for the pecan or the Raspberry Pi that's in it. They do make a USB and a SPDIF DAC, but I think that's being phased out. The other DAC that I really enjoyed, but it's only a USB, is the iFi Zen. And it's also a headphone amp. However, though, I think iFi is sending me out it's the Neo IDSD. It's expensive. It's like $600, but it has the same chips in it, the Burr Brown chips. And I personally prefer Burr Brown and Sabre chips over the AKM. Oh, new record day slash popping in 1999. Ron, you got a lot of tired. Go to bed, brother. Get some rest. Get some rest, man. Your live stream was great, dude. You had it was awesome. It was awesome. Did you find the R100 Polk to be placement sensitive? Not particularly. Joe and Tell channel said the Polk R200s are best on high stand, so the tweeter is just above ear level. I had them right at ear level, and I thought they were perfect. I thought they were super flat. But but Joe and Tell's been doing this a long time, so I didn't find it to be shrill at all, and I listened to them near field right at ear level. So yeah, I didn't find that. I don't think you need them higher, but I mean that's what's cool is you can put them up higher if you want. But I did not find them fatiguing at all, and I have had other speakers that I feel like needed to be off axis a bit, or I needed to be lower than them a bit. So, but personally, and I'm kind of sensitive to the higher frequencies, I didn't find a need at all to have them not at ear level. But I also didn't listen to the R200s. I listened to the R100s, so maybe they're different. I think it's the same tweeter though. Do you know why the pecan pie DAC is being phased out or if it's being replaced? I don't want to get too much into that because I don't know what he wants me to say. I would reach out to him and just ask him personally. It's a small company, so I don't exactly know, what his plans are. Um, I know they're going to continue to make the Raspberry Pi DAC and the pecan pie, which is their DAC and a Raspberry Pi. So they're going to continue to do that. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. I say the KEF Q150 needs to be placed off axis? Um, no, you can point them directly at you, and I've had the tweeters at ear level. I I listen to them most though with my, I guess, the tweeters slightly lower than ear level, but I did not find the Q150s to be fatiguing or shrill at all. What is your opinion on pre-power separates and integrated amp at the same price? Will it be better? I think it depends completely on the product. I know the theory is that if you separate out the power supplies, you're going to have lower noise. And that can be the case, but there's also tons of integrateds that are super low noise and are great. So I think it depends on what component you're talking about. But in theory, you're separating out the power supplies. All right. Thomas is chiming in on the speaker cables. Have a resolving system. Check. Check out the ELAC simply cables for speakers. Made a difference to my system. Very cool. Ooh, I'd love to try the Cambridge DAC Magic 200. I would love to. I think Andrew Robinson just did a review on that. Okay. We're getting a lot of comments tonight. Any thoughts on the NAD 3045 as a desktop amp? Does it sound well? I haven't heard it personally, but I know NAD makes great stuff. I have not heard it. The Klipsch R12 SW on sale at Costco. They're I think Klipsch got a deal with Costco because it always seems like there's stuff on sale. Major response today with Rue, Emic in the room. They fall off a cliff before below 40 hertz. Uh, yeah. Yeah. I wish I'd say I was surprised, but I'm not surprised with that. Have Dan Clark RT80 headphones and balanced DAC amp for streaming music for CD LP through my receiver. Looking to upgrade Spotify to Tidal. Will there be a discernible difference in sound quality? There will be, but I don't know if it has anything to do with the actual resolution. I think Tidal has like the way that they do it. I think there's kind of a boost in the bass it seems like when I listen to Tidal, it's like a very well done loudness button. Um, and I've gone between like Tidal and Spotify. Well, not Spotify, but Tidal and Amazon Music and Qobuz. And Tidal always sounds a little bit thicker, but I don't think it has anything to do with the resolution. I just think it's Tidal's doing their thing to it. My favorite speaker for near field listening. I think the Emotiva B1 Plus are pretty outstanding for near field. Are Emotiva subs and are SVS and Emotiva subs voiced alike, or can they both go well for home theater? Yeah, for sure. I mean, for sure. I think SVS is more home theater centric, but I mean, the Emotiva SE8 is great. I've got the SE12; it's great too. Um, the newer SVS stuff has like the SB 1000 Pro has an app integrated with it, so you can set it up a lot more easily now than what you could have in the past. So it's all app driven. Really cool technology. What distance is considered near field desktop? I think, within 5, 6 feet. It's probably considered near field. That's what I do. Ooh, Jeff Sloan from Richardson. What up, Jeff? Is the iPhone Zen Blue DAC worth an upgrade from the built-in Bluetooth and say a Marantz receiver? Oh, good question. Probably, probably. And the only reason I say that is because, generally speaking, now it depends on the Marantz. Like I have Bluetooth on my NR 1711, but I don't know. That's a tough question to answer. It's tough because I don't particularly know what Marantz you have, and they can integrate Bluetooth really well in some receivers, like the Sony STH or DH1, something like that. They have really well done Bluetooth integration. Like it sounds really good. Um, it's not the most resolute Bluetooth, but it still sounds great. So it just depends, I think. Um, I think the Marantz uses an internal, pretty decent internal DAC as well. So you may not be getting as much as you think you would. Hey, Salvador. Andy Ramos does not have a public Twitter account. He is recovering audio file on Instagram. Let's make the Between Two Speakers interview happen. That would be cool. Listen, folks, I might be a early one tonight. I'm getting kind of tired. I need to get some sleep. Tomorrow's school for everybody. So I just wanted to hop on real quick, say hello to everybody, tell you that I appreciate y'all being here. And I know we had some good live streams on Thursday and Friday. So just wanted to say hello. Ooh, Cameron, yo, Polk Reserve or Wharfdale? Which Wharfdale? It's a tough question. It depends on where you're at. If you're located in the UK, probably Wharfdale because they're cheaper. Um, if you're in the States, maybe more of a toss up. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a night. What do you use to power your topping D50S? Did you upgrade your operational amp in the topping? Was it fed optically? My D50S, I've done both USB, coax, and optical. I've never really been able to tell the difference. Some people say, yeah, you can, but it sounded good on all of them. But I did upgrade the power supply to the iFi Zen switching power supply, and I'm not one of those power supply guys. But I bought it for $50. I'm just like, hey, I'm going to see if I can hear a difference. I could, I could, I could hear a difference. Hey, Audio Architects, what's up, Mike? All right, good night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night.